Hello and welcome to the HPE Networking Private 5G Cloud Managed Deployment video series. I am Pragadish Raja, Technical Marketing Engineer with HPE Networking VLAN Group. In this video, I will demonstrate how quick and intuitive it is to deploy a 4G 5G mobile core using our user-friendly cloud dashboard and setup wizard. You will see firsthand the simplicity and speed of the deployment process. By the end of this video, we will have successfully deployed a core within our P5G network. We will begin with the private 5G topology to be deployed and review the physical cable connections. We will then deploy the private 5G core through the simplified cloud workflow and verify that it is operational. Before you begin, I recommend watching the on-site network plan for private 5G video to understand private 5G core requirements and the parameters needed for provisioning the core. Let's begin with a quick overview of the private 5G topology to understand what we are deploying today. At the heart of the setup is the M2000 core, which is pre-provisioned, pre-configured, and preloaded with all necessary containers or virtual machines before it's shipped. This allows for zero-touch provisioning or ZTP. Here's how it works. The M2000 core is unboxed at the customer site and plugged into the infrastructure such as an uplink switch or router. Once the M2000 core is connected to the upstream switch and powered on, it gets a DHCP IP on the management VLAN. The operations and management agent in the M2000 core then establishes a secure tunnel to the P5G cloud dashboard. From here, the core can be deployed, which we will cover in detail shortly. At the same time, small cell radios can be plugged into the infrastructure. These radios get a DHCP IP or can be configured with a static IP. The small cell radios then resolve the pre-configured SAS URL to start the SAS process for authorization. Once SAS authorizes the radio to operate, it communicates with the AMF IP or the RAN IP of the core to establish a secure tunnel. Finally, SIMs or eSIMs can be provisioned through the dashboard and associated with the P5G network. These SIMs enable user equipments or UEs to connect to the P5G network and pass traffic seamlessly. Now let's talk about cabling. From the backplate of the core, the bottom row's leftmost port is the only port that should be used. This is a 10 or 25 gig SFP plus port that needs to be connected to the upstream switch. For more detailed information about cabling on the network VLANs, make sure to refer to the on-site network infrastructure planning video. Proper cabling ensures smooth communication between the core and the rest of the network. Before starting the configuration workflow in the dashboard, the IT administrator and the network teams collaborate to design and plan the required VLANs, subnets, IPs, and other parameters for deployment. For this video session, we will use these predefined values: the management VLAN, radio VLAN, and the IP subnets, service details referred here when we will deploy the core. Another point to note is that we will use rproxy, which means we will use the subset of service VLANs as IP pools for the UEs or the end clients, instead of having a dedicated subnet for UEs. For more details about these parameters and the template, please refer to the on-site network infrastructure planning video. Now, let's move to the exciting part: deploying a private 5G core network using the P5G cloud dashboard. The dashboard simplifies the traditionally complex 3GPP deployment process with an easy workflow wizard. Here's how it works. Under the Networks tab, we click Create New Network, which offers two options: simple private 5G network using one core appliance, redundant private 5G network for high availability using two core appliances. For this demo, we will use simple private 5G to set up a standalone core network using the template we saw earlier. The workflow is same for redundant private 5G as well, except that we will add the serial number of the second core in one of the steps. So, in step 1, we add the network name and the physical location where the network will be present. Click Next In step 2, we enter the VLANs allocated or reserved for internal communications of the core based on the on-site network infrastructure plan we did earlier. In step 3, we enter the PLMN, which is the public LAN mobile network detail. For example, the MCC as 315 and MNC code as 010 for US private 5G deployments. In step 4, we can configure the RAN details or the radio access network details, including the RAN VLAN, its subnet, the VLAN IP on the core, etc. Also, we can provide a list of WAN subnets of small cell radios, letting the core know to allow access only to those radios. In step 5, we configure required services or APNs to be associated for the core. For example, for service 1, we can configure the service name or the APN DNN name as employee. We can configure VLAN 2402 with subnet 172.24.2.0/24 along with the gateway IP for this service. The DNS IP can be configured as well for the UEs. Let's enable auth proxy and define IP pool 172.24.2.128/25, which is a subset of the service VLAN subnet, as we don't want a separate dedicated subnet to be used for the UEs in this case. This will be the pool of IP addresses provided by the core to the authenticated UEs. This service can be associated to all employee devices as an example, so to segregate the traffic at infrastructure level. We can also add service number 2 with the name IoT, where IoT devices such as cameras, scanners, or POS devices can be associated to. We can configure other details for the service such as VLAN, subnet, gateway IPs, etc. Similarly, we can also add another service, service number 3, to cater to guest devices at the lobby, kiosks, etc. Guest devices can be assigned their own APN or DNN and their VLAN values. We can add more services to meet specific customer requirements. In step 6, we enter the unique serial number of the core for authentication to the cloud. If we had selected redundant private 5G, here we would be entering the unique serial number of the second core as well. And in step 7, we review all the details we just entered and click complete. The core status will show servers not yet online. Once the core is plugged into the customer's network, it automatically gets a DHCP IP and establishes a secure tunnel with the cloud. The deployment status changes to ready for deployment. Now let's deploy it by clicking deploy. In just a few minutes, the private 5G core network is fully deployed, completely automated and orchestrated by the cloud. The dashboard shows the deployment state as deployed, with the firmware updated. While the operational status is currently red, this is because the radio isn't connected yet. We will cover how to configure the radio and achieve full operational status for this network in the next video. The network health shows all other core components are functioning perfectly, confirming a successful deployment at the core in under 3 minutes. And that's it. We have seen how simplified and efficient the private 5G core deployment process is, masking all 3GPP complexities and enabling any network engineer to deploy a P5G network with ease using the P5G Cloud dashboard. Thank you for watching.